So there we go. Week 39. Welcome to week 39. I'm getting excited already. That's it, right? Phase 3 finally, finally comes to an end, right? If you can't tell, I'm so happy about this. Yeah, it's been a long time. Each phase was basically designed to be an 8-week period, right? This one took 14 weeks, almost twice as long. It really did ask a lot of me this time. Yeah, there was quite a bit going on, and to be honest, I'm still feeling a bit broken, to be honest. There was 2 forced recovery weeks, trying to learn how to deal with extreme heat. Was struggling, was difficult. Developing the nutrition, the bloody electrolytes as well. It's all been quite demanding, right? On top of that, I have completed the longest distance that I've ever done. Also managed to do the dress rehearsal for getting to Lisbon. That presented its own problems. Coming off the bike beforehand was the most surprising one, and then doing the fatigue resistance test afterwards. That was honestly the hardest thing that I've ever done. That test after like the next day after the dress rehearsal, that was extremely difficult. This week was a deload, so 120 kilometers each day, which I managed to do, and just trying to recover, right, but still being active. Okay. Now there's what happened this week is actually quite interesting, because it's typically as the week goes on, my mental and physical state both start falling down, right? During the deloads, it's almost the reverse. It doesn't necessarily go up, but it doesn't go down, right? If anything, mentally as well. Mentally, your mind starts functioning much better. So the deload weeks are actually really quite important. Getting your mind and body back into things after such a demanding time, right? But then Friday, so day 5 of the deload week, that was I had to do the test, the ramp to failure test, right? So that is the ramp to failure is so for me, starting off at 130 watts, then every minute increase it by 20, okay, until you get to the stage where you physically cannot move your legs anymore, right? Maximal effort. That's how the test is designed, right? Doing it for my purposes, because I'm fatigued already going into every single test that I do. I'm already fatigued, right? So doing it for my purposes is there's a slightly different spin on it. No, it's the same. It's the same fucking test. I'm talking bullshit now. It's the same test. It's just I'm doing it with a dirty body, right? My body still is already fatigued before going into the test, right? So let me show you the outcome of how the test was, right? Okay, so just a quick overview. So we've got the dates here where I performed the tests. These aren't the test metrics; they're just guidelines for myself. What was the maximum watts I was able to produce, my maximum heart rate, the average cadence, and how long it lasted. So these values, they're just really for me. I'll get onto the test values next slide. So maximum amount of watts, 426, which is the highest I was able to put out. Now, beats per minute, right? This is an interesting one, okay? Given that I was able to push out a higher power output for a given time, my heart rate didn't get up to these. I mean, they're almost exactly the same, given the time frame. You're talking about 4 months. Exactly the same, but this time it's actually much lower, right? And cadence was more or less the average. I don't know what was going on here. And then time as well, 770, 780, 756, so shorter time frame. Right, now the test itself. So again, we've got the dates here. We've got the average output for each minute of the test, right? So the previous slide shows the maximum that I was able to produce for a given moment. These are now averages for each minute, right? And then we've got the target watts. Yeah, so like I said, starting off at 130 and then adding 20 each minute. Yeah, that's how it goes. And then it kind of reaches a peak and then falls off, and it's always the same, always the fucking same. Yeah, it lasted a little bit longer that time. Now, my weight has gone down almost by fucking 4 kilos. FTP, right? So this is functional threshold power, right? I had to think what that stood for, but we can kind of see that it's about 260, and then here is about 240, right? And then the watts per kilogram, yeah. So how many watts can I produce for each kilogram that I am, right? For my weight, and we can see that this is dropped down. It's actually the lowest that it's ever been, right? Now, what I said about going into each test carrying fatigue, okay, this is the same as last week's fatigue resistance test. Yeah, I'm already going into it with my biggest debt that I've ever done. Okay, physical debt, right? That my body's in deep fatigue, right? Now a week later, we're talking about accumulated fatigue. Okay, yeah, to be honest, I mean, these values that they're not. We can see that there's a steady increase, right? It's the same as last week, exactly the same. There's always a steady increase, and then I do the dress rehearsal, uh, longest ride, longest distance covered in a week, and largest elevation, right? And there's a cost to that, right? And this is the cost. This is what I'm seeing now. Last week it showed up in the fatigue resistance test, and this week again. We're talking about lowest point. During the last. This is now 7 months. Yeah. So let me show you. That's a shame. No, that one's heart rate. Okay. This one's cadence, right? This bit here is the most important bit, okay? Because this is the difference now. The difference between me now and any other test, right? Is you can see that it dropped off, right? There was a moment where it kind of plateaued and then it went up again, right? What are we talking about? We're talking about this area here, okay? At this stage, when it first dropped off, I desperately wanted to stop. I said to myself, I cannot do this anymore. And it showed when my cadence just dropped off, right? Because I stopped pedaling. And then, like, almost straight away, I was like, fuck this, come on, give a bit more. That's the thing, is there's always a little bit more. It's we're not talking about like massive amounts here, right? I mean, this time, I can't even see what the fucking numbers are. But what would I mean, we're in seconds here, we're not in minutes, right? So was I able to continue my increase? No, I wasn't, because of the dress rehearsal, right? Same as last week. But what I'm noticing is that there's an actual psychological difference to me now, especially with stuff like this. When I think I cannot go on any further, I'm now believing that I can. Granted, it's not for long. It never will be for long. But it's just that little bit more, right? That's the real outcome of this whole testing process. Yes, the numbers, the increase in numbers is good, but this bit is gold, basically. Right, so that was the final test of this phase, the ramp to failure test. Next week is an allocated, make that clear, allocated recovery week. Okay, so it's still part of each phase. At the end, week 8 is just a recovery week. So it's still part of the phase. But no fucking targets to complete, no tests to do, just really focusing on recovery, because I really need it. I really do need it this time. there is, I mean, already. This is I only finished 2 days ago, right? But already I've noticed that there's a total difference, like mentally, between having a forced recovery and an allocated recovery, right? I'm just feeling so much better. You know, I'm tired. Yes, I'm tired. Am I sleeping more? Yes, I'm sleeping more. My body's a bit sore, but everything is cool. Everything's easy. Everything's happy. That's it. There is a real difference, right? So the only thing that I'm planning to do next week is well, there's a couple of things, right? First thing is that I desperately need to do some work on my bikes, especially the Genesis. I need to figure out what that bloody problem was that caused me to lose control and crash. Much needed maintenance on my work bike, the Windspace, and also planning what phase 4 is actually going to be. Okay, yeah, there's going to be a lot of thinking about that, drafts and everything, because phase 4 is the final phase, right? That's it. That's where I'm going to end it this week. Let's go. Nothing to do now. Well, yes, I've got stuff to do, but yeah, just fuck it. That's it. Done. Finished.